Yet another week and another IPO, that too from a pharma sector itself. Today we are going to review the upcoming IPO of Windlass Biotech. Today we will be reviewing the IPO based on company and its business, key strengths, key risks, competitors, financials, IPO details, valuations, and finally my conclusion whether you should be applying for this IPO or not. Without wasting much time, let's start off with the video. Company and its business. The company was incorporated as Windlass Biotech Limited on February 19, 2001 at New Delhi. The registered office of the company was shifted from the state of Delhi to the state of Uttarakhand on a special resolution passed by the shareholders on August 22, 2009. Coming to the business verticals of the company is mainly into contract development and manufacturing organizations or CDMO, focused on providing products and services across a diverse range of pharmaceutical and nutraceutical generic products for Indian and multinational pharmaceutical companies who market such products under their own brand names to the end users. The company's CDMO business contributes around 85.73% of the total revenue. The next business vertical is domestic trade generics and over-the-counter brands. Nutraceutical and health supplement products that do not require prescription and are marketed, distributed and promoted in India under the company's own brand names through online and offline channels, which contribute around 10.2% of the total revenue. And finally, the exports. The company is engaged in identifying high growth markets and opportunities in semi-regulated international markets as well as selected regulated markets, which contributes 3.34% of the total revenue. The company currently owns and operates 4 manufacturing facilities located at Dehradun in Uttarakhand. As of December 31, 2020, the manufacturing facilities had an aggregate installed operating capacity of 7,063.83 million tablets and capsules, 54.46 million pouches and sachets, and 61.08 million liquid bottles. Coming to the key strengths of the companies, the main strength of the company is that the company is leading CDMO in India with a focus on the chronic therapeutic category. The company is amongst the top 5 players in the domestic pharmaceutical formulation CDMOs in terms of revenue. The CDMO market has grown at a rate of 13% over the 5 years. The next strength is innovative portfolio of complex generic products supported by robust R&D capabilities. The next strength is efficient and quality compliant manufacturing facilities with significant entry barriers. The high quality, cost efficiency and complexity requirements from both R&D and manufacturing systems together pose a substantial competitive barrier for the unorganized domestic CDMO players. Further, historically, developing the expertise to comply with the stringent regulatory audits and validation requirements has been a challenge for both pharmaceutical companies and CDMOs, and has been as a significant barrier to entry for many CDMOs, as facilities can take years to construct and properly validate. Strong and long-term relationship with leading pharmaceutical companies. The company have developed relationship with leading Indian pharmaceutical companies including Pfizer, Sanofi and many other companies. The number of domestic CDMO customers have increased from 92 in the year 2018 to 143 in the year 2020 and was 171 in the 9 months ended December 31, 2020. Experienced promoters and senior management with a professional and technically qualified team. The company led by professional and experienced promoters and a senior management team with significant expertise in the pharmaceutical industry. The promoter and the whole-time director Ashok Kumar Windlass has been associated with the company since its inception in 2001 and has over 20 years of experience in manufacturing and pharmaceutical business in India and continues to play a significant role in the administration, legal and engineering function of the group. Ashok Kumar Windlass is also the chairman of the Confederation of Indian Industries Uttarakhand State Council. Hitesh Windlass, the promoter and managing director, plays a significant role in driving technical operations, quality R&D, manufacturing strategy and financial strategy of the group. And Manoj Kumar Vinlas, another promoter and joint managing director, plays a significant role in driving the product portfolio decisions and overall commercial operation, including business development, supply chain, procurement. The senior management team includes experienced senior executives, many of whom have been with the company for more than 10 years. Now, coming to the key risks. More than 80% of the total revenue of the company has been derived from CDMO services, and out of that, more than 56.82% of the revenue has been generated from the top 10 customers of the company, and out of that, the largest customer alone have contributed 23.13% as of December 31st, 2020. So if the company is unable to maintain relationships with the major customers, it could have an adverse impact on the business. The company is subjected to strict technical specifications, quality requirements, regular inspections and audits by their CDMO customers, including leading Indian pharmaceutical companies. Any failure to comply with the quality standards and technical specifications prescribed by such customers may lead to loss of business from such customers and could negatively impact the reputation, business prospects and results operations, including cancellation of existing and future orders, which may expose them to warranty claim. Operations are highly dependent on research and development, and the inability to identify and understand evolving industry trends, technological advancements or customer preferences may adversely affect the company's business. The pharmaceutical market is subject to extensive regulation from regulatory authorities like Food and Drug Administrations, the Drugs Controller General of India and Central Drugs Standard Control Organization of India, and failures to comply with the existing and future regulatory requirements in any of the pharmaceutical market could adversely affect their business in that market. Results of operations and financial condition will be affected. The business is highly capital intensive in nature. If the company experiences insufficient cash flows from operations or are unable to borrow to meet the working capital requirements, it may materially and adversely affect the business and results of operations. And most importantly, outstanding litigation proceedings against the company and directors. As you can see in the table, there are 21 outstanding cases, out of which 7 are criminal cases involving the company as well as its directors. Any adverse outcome in such proceedings may have an adverse impact on the reputation, business financial condition, results of operations, and net cash flow. Also, one of the independent directors of the company, Gaurav Gulati, was previously appearing on the list of disqualified directors, which is also a matter of concern for the company. Coming to the competitors of the company operates in a market that is highly competitive. The domestic formulations industry is highly fragmented in terms of both number of manufacturers and products, with 300 to 400 organized players and approximately 15,000 unorganized players. Contract manufacturing is also characterized by high fragmentation and competition, with large number of organized and unorganized players. As a result, the bargaining power of the contract manufacturing players is lowered owing to high competition. The key players in domestic formulations CDMO segment include Akums Drugs and Pharmaceuticals, Sinochem Pharmaceuticals, Theon Pharmaceuticals, Innova Captab and Tirupati Medicare. Now coming to the financials of the company. Looking at the revenue of the company, the revenues are showing a decreasing trend over the last 3 years from 352.37 crores in 2018 to 328.85 crores in 2020. Looking at the profits of the company has shown an increase in profits from 11.198 crores in 2018 to 16.213 crores in 2020. Though as of December 31st, 2020, it's again showing a decreasing trend. The profits in 2019 cannot be compared due to divestment and subsequent reacquisition of Vinlas Healthcare in the year. The borrowings of the company has decreased from 55.11 crore in 2018 to 27.431 crore in 2020, which is a positive growth in the company's financials for sure. Now coming to the IPO details. The IPO opens on 4th August 2021 and closes on August 6th, 2021. Issue type is of book building type and the issue size is 401.53 crores, out of which the fresh issue will be for 165 crores and offer for sale up to 236.53 crores. The face value of the shares will be rupees 5 per share. Coming to the price band of the shares are priced from 448 to 460 rupees and the lot size will be 30 shares per lots and the shares will be listed in both BSE and NSE. The grey market premium of the shares is at rupees 150 as of today. Coming to the objectives of the IPO, the capital raised from the issue will be used mainly for purchase of equipments required for capacity expansion of the existing facility at Dehradun plant, funding of incremental working capital requirements of the company, repayment or prepayment of borrowings, and general corporate purposes. Now coming to the most important segment of the IPO review, that is the valuation. The company is currently valued at PE 52.87 at the upper end of the price band 460 rupees. The company is the first of its kind to be listed in the stock market, but comparing to the industry standards of the pharma industry, which is about 20 to 40, the company's PE is on the higher side and looks to be a bit overvalued. Now coming to the conclusion, looking at the total analysis of the issue, my conclusion would be, if you are looking for a decent listing gain, then you are good to apply for the IPO. Rather, if you are planning to invest for a long-term gains, then the stock is not much recommended. Hope you all liked the video. If so, please subscribe to my channel for more videos. Else, please let me know your suggestions and feedbacks through my WhatsApp number or through the comment column below this video. Signing off for now. Thank you.